right. All right. We're live. We're probably been live because I just recorded. Hey,
Hmm.
this is Amir Shaw, everyone, the sports critic, and I'm gonna be doing this is my first time doing NFL predictions with the guy.
Yeah,
So you want to start with like the NFC side, like which division you want to go with first?
we could start NFC East, I guess.
Okay, so who do you have? You want to go like do our predictions like one by one, like by team, or you want to just do the whole division and then we'll say it after?
I guess we could do the whole division and then go after.
Okay, you can go first if
You want me to go first? No, I want
you
you to
want.
go first. I'm more interested in what you gotta say.
Okay, I have the Cowboys winning the division. Like it's gonna be close. Like I know they lost a lot of offense,
Hmm.
and they're pretty banged up, but I still think that they'll still get the win. And second, I have the Eagles. They should make the playoffs, especially since they got AJ Brown. They added some defense, and it's not really much else to it. Third, it's kind of hard, but I have Washington. Like it could go
Yeah.
either way. Like to be honest, their quarterback is really not nothing special. Carson Wentz, he fucking sucks. But their defense, I don't think it's still gonna be okay, but I don't think it's gonna be that much. And then sorry, Mir, I got the Giants going last. I don't even know who's starting.
No,
They
I
haven't
don't.
even said it yet.
I don't blame you for that. I have Giants last also. So
Uh,
the thing for me is, I'm with you. It's either Eagles or Cowboys, and that's where it gets me hot. Like it's tough because I could see either team winning the division. But
mm,
I'm actually gonna go with the Eagles. I think they're gonna win. I
yeah,
just,
I get it. I get it.
I
Because
mean, I know Jalen Hurts is not that good of a quarterback, but his weapons are so good, and then the defense, they also like got some good defensive players. Could I
mhm.
see the Cowboys winning the division? Yeah, but it's gonna be between those two teams, in my opinion. Like it's a two-team race. Then I have Washington. I just think Carson Wentz is better than Daniel Jones.
Well, obviously, anyone can be
Yeah.
better.
And the thing with the Cowboys also that I don't like is that they lost Amari Cooper and their other receivers out there, and they only really have CeeDee Lamb. But I guess they're gonna have to rely on their running game, and they also lost their left tackle, who was like really good.
Yeah,
But I
Tyron
do
Smith.
like the Cowboys defense, Micah Parsons, and all that. But I don't know. I just think the Eagles will be a little better. But like I said, if the Cowboys won, I wouldn't be surprised because the division's like neck and neck for me with those two teams. You
And
know.
plus, on the same side, there hasn't been a back-to-back division leader in that division for a
That's
while.
another thing. Cowboys won the division last year, and that's why I'm gonna go with the Eagles because, like you said, that I think the Commanders or whatever you want to call them, they're not gonna be that good, but they'll still be better than the Giants because as bad as Carson Wentz is, he still can get wins. He wasn't that bad on the Colts last year, but he did choke to Jacksonville at the end of the season to make the
It was in
playoffs.
Jacksonville. If they would have
Yeah.
won, it would have been in the playoffs.
Yeah, for me, Giants are gonna be last place. I think this is another like experimental year. They'll start Daniel Jones, and then maybe if he's not playing well, Tyrod Taylor will come in. I don't know, but and like then they'll actually draft a quarterback next year. There's a lot of good quarterbacks next year, so compared to like, so I just that's what I think. That's how I have division rank. So we have it similar. I think just the Cowboys and Eagles. You could flip that either way like, because I could see the Cowboys winning too, but because Hurts is not that good and Dak is a better quarterback, but I don't know between those two teams.
Mhm. All right, that was the NFC East. You want to do with the North
North,
next?
North, yeah, I could, yeah, that division for me is, I think the Bears might be in last place in that division.
I
It's
mean,
between the
they have no offense
yeah,
outside
they
of
really
Darnell
they really
Mooney.
don't have any offense, and they lost some of their defensive players too. And I have the Lions next, and then for me, it's the Vikings and the Packers. I think the Packers should still win this division. I know Aaron Rodgers lost Devontae Adams, but I think there still would be good enough. Like Aaron Rodgers still good enough quarterback to win the division. Now what he does in the playoffs is completely different. But when he's healthy and he's playing, they usually win the division. So that's how I have it. Minnesota, they could be a wild card team. I could see that happening, but I don't know. Kirk Cousins, he's just so he can't win when it's like a primetime game or clutch time where they need him to win.
Yeah, I mean, I have the Packers winning because Aaron Rodgers, he makes nobody's look good. And they
Mhm.
lost Adams. The Vikings should be second. I know Kirk Cousins is one of those mid quarterbacks, but outside of, it's really just the Vikings that gives the Packers the most trouble. The Lions, they're still rebuilding. They did add a great draft getting Hutchinson and Jamison Williams, but
Oh yeah.
and the Bears, and then I have the Bears going last because they didn't do anything in the draft. They didn't have a first round pick because I think the Giants got it,
Yeah.
and they don't have any weapons outside of Darnell Mooney, Montgomery, and their old line is not even good, and their defense is it's okay, but I don't expect it to
Yeah,
carry
I
their.
mean, on the offensive side, all they really have is Mooney and Montgomery. That's it. I mean, Justin Fields, it's not his fault, but like I don't know how good he is or bad he is because he's just in a really bad situation.
Mm-hmm.
So, and another thing is, can he stay healthy? Because I remember last year he got injured too.
Yeah,
So
he had a rib cage injury.
yeah, so he's gonna have to move a lot, and he might get injured again. So I don't know. I think the Bears will be last. I think this will be the Lions will pass them this year.
Yeah, unless the Lions, I don't know, something
Like
happens. I don't.
Jameson Williams, yeah, he's a beast. Like he was one of the best receivers. The only problem with him is that he tore his ACL.
Yeah, and he won't be starting the first 4 weeks.
Yeah, but when he
But
comes back,
they
he
they
should
still
be
got
good.
Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Yeah,
He's good.
DeAndre Swift, they got some pieces.
Oh
So
yeah, I forgot about him. He's a really good running back.
yeah. Mhm.
You want to do the NFC South next?
Yeah. So this time you go first since I went first last time.
Okay, the NFC South. Tampa's gonna win this division. It's easy.
Yes,
They're still gonna get swept by the Saints somehow.
I agree.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's Brady. He always wins the division, except that one year when he first came to Tampa, and it's nothing much else to it. And then second, I have the Saints because outside of those two, the division is it's weak. The Saints should be a wild card team, especially all they added in the off season in the draft. Third, I have the Panthers. Baker Mayfield. I think in my opinion, they upgraded at quarterback. Sam Darnold, he sucks and he got hurt. And last, Atlanta's probably going to be maybe the worst team in the league. They got nothing over there outside of Kyle Pitts.
Yeah, I think this one I pretty much agree with you. Like Buccaneers will be first, Saints second. I could even see Saints making a wild card spot. It depends. Like Jameis has to stay healthy. And then another thing, I like how the Saints are this year. I like their weapons. Like they have Chris
Mhm.
Olave, Michael Thomas. If he could stay healthy for once in his lifetime, he'll be good. Um,
They also
the
have
Pan-
Jarvis Landry.
Jarvis Landry, yeah, that's another guy. Alvin Kamara. You know, they have a good like offensive team, and then like on the defensive side, they always play Brady tough. So they could sweep them and still not win this division. But I think they will be a decent team, not like a great team, but like just barely enough to make the playoffs if they do make it. And
Yeah, that's
then
what I say.
yeah,
Okay.
and then I would say the Panthers because Baker Mayfield, I like him better than Marcus Mariota. And
Yeah.
DJ Moore, they still have Christian McCaffrey, but he can't stay healthy. That's the problem with him. DJ Moore is good. Robbie Anderson's okay. Yeah, McCaffrey, he's great, but he hasn't played a full season in like 2 years.
Yeah.
And like their defense ain't that great either. And then the Falcons, their defense, like besides AJ Terrell, I don't even know who they really have. That's like
Yeah.
good.
I don't know
Their
anyone
best
else.
receiver is Pitts, Kyle Pitts, and Drake London. So
But he's a rookie and he gets hurt.
yeah,
He's keeps getting hurt.
yeah, and he's a rookie. So I agree with you. I think that's how I would have this division too.
Yeah. Now we move up to the NFC West. It's the hardest NFC division.
Is it? Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It still has 3 decent teams.
Mm-hmm. One of
Well,
them's
let me
gonna be
start
so
with
bad.
this. Seattle,
One-
I think, will be last.
Mhm.
Seattle will be in last place. I just don't believe Geno Smith will be good enough to carry this team, and eventually they might have to go to Drew Lock. Geno Smith has started before in the past. He started over Eli Manning, if you remember, and he didn't do shit. And then the next game they went back to Eli. That's how bad he was. And this is when Eli's regressed, not when Eli's even good. So then for me, it's the 49ers. This is also, I don't know how they're going to be because Trey Lance, I don't know how good or bad he is. I haven't really seen enough to judge. I'm not a big fan of his. I don't think he's that great, but we'll see. Then for me, it's the Cardinals. I think they'll be second, and number 1 will be the Rams. I think the Cardinals will be second. They don't have DeAndre Hopkins to start off the season, but the one thing about Arizona is they do start off the season really hot, and with the addition of Marquise Brown, he played with Kyler Murray in college, so I think they'll have some chemistry, but I don't know if it's good enough to beat the Rams. The Rams, Matthew Stafford, they just have so much. Cooper Kupp, Allen Robinson, um, you know, Darrell Henderson Jr. is an okay running back. I do like James Conner on the Cardinals too, but it's for me like the top 2 teams can be Cardinals and then Rams. So yeah, Rams probably should win this division. I mean, they won the Super Bowl. They haven't lost many pieces and actually have added, so they should win the division.
Yeah, I basically agree with you. I say the Rams will win. They could have a chance to win an NFC, but they'll probably be Tampa. And the Cardinals, yeah, even though they don't have D Hop for the first 6 weeks, they still should be pretty decent.
Mhm.
And for the third, yeah, the Niners, they have a great defense, but they have good weapons. I just don't know how Trey Lance is. A lot of Niner fans saying he's so up and down, but
Yeah.
and the Seahawks after they traded Russ, that they're clearly rebuilding, so they're going to be a bad team. They're going to be like a bottom 5 team probably in the league.
Yeah. Yeah, for me, it was like once they traded Russell Wilson, I knew they were going to be like in last place. I mean, they have weapons, but they just don't have a quarterback to get them the ball. So
Yeah, and their defense is terrible outside of Quandre Diggs.
yeah, for me, that's I guess I agree with you. It's the hardest division in the NFC, but for me, it's like the 2 teams, Rams and Cardinals, and then I really don't know what to expect from the 49ers because I don't know how Trey Lance is going to play.
Yeah.
Their defense is good, but I don't know if it'll be good enough to help them carry them.
Yep. Now we move on to the AFC side. Let's go with the South because the AFC South's the worst division ever. That's the worst division ever. I guess I'll go first this time. I know a lot of people don't agree with this, but I got the Colts winning the division because the Titans lost AJ Brown. They're relying on a rookie, Treylon Burks, even though I could be a homer and say he's going to be good, but
yeah, from Arkansas.
Yeah. They got Derrick Henry's coming back. He's coming off an injury, but he still should be arguably the best running back still. Tannehill, I don't like how he is. He throws too many picks. Their defense, I heard they lost Harold Landry, who was a good edge rusher for them. Like, it's still going to be good, but I don't think the Titans have what it takes to win the division. Like, for the Colts, in my opinion, they got a better quarterback with Matt Ryan. He'll probably do better over there. He has a better O-line. He has some better weapons, a way better defense, and Jonathan Taylor, obviously. I say the Colts, they should win the division. They could win they're probably 11 games. And third, I actually have Jacksonville because they proved they got another receiver to match up with Marvin Jones. I think Trevor Lawrence, and they got a better coach because Urban Meyer, he's pretty much a piece of shit. And they improved on their defense, getting guys like Foye Oluokun and Darius Williams to help in their secondary and their linebacking. And their rookie Trayvon Walker and Devin Lloyd, that was pretty good pickups. And the Texans, they're going to be dead last. It's not even an argument. Oh, man, they're probably just going to win 4 or 3 games. Davis Mills, they're going to roll with him. He shows some potential, but Texans, they're just a bad organization. And they're not going to do anything.
They had it good when they had Deshaun Watson and Hopkins, but they got rid of Hopkins and then Watson's gone.
They gave
Plus,
Hopkins basically for free to
yeah,
the
Hopkins
Cardinals.
yeah, it's the Cardinals, which stinks. But what the hell was that? Uh, yeah, no, I agree. I mean, I think the Colts will win this division. I know Titans were better last year, but I think the Colts will be better with Matt Ryan. And they also have Jonathan Taylor, who I think is the best running back, or you can make the argument at least second best running back behind Derrick Henry. Um, yeah, so I would say that they have that Michael Pittman Jr. and their defense is really good. I like the Colts defense, and I agree with the 11 wins. That's probably around what they would get. So the Titans, yeah, they don't have they lost to AJ Brown. Yes, they have Treylon Burks, but he's a rookie. It's going to take him time to adjust. I think he'll be good. But I don't know. Tannehill, he's not that great of a quarterback. Derrick Henry is the main guy there, and they're going to need him to stay healthy after coming back from an injury last year.
They also got to rely on Robert Woods, who they
Yeah, Robert Woods as
but he's
well.
coming off an ACL injury.
Yeah, and he's coming off an ACL injury, so that's going to be tough. Jacksonville, I have number 3 as well. I think they're better than the Texans, just barely though. Like both those teams are not going to be that good, but I do like that Jacksonville went out and spent money. I think they overspent on players like Christian Kirk and stuff, but you know they did, and they got some offensive line help for Lawrence, but I don't think it's going to be enough for them to really be that competitive. But they will improve from last year because they were really bad last year. And the Texans, what can you say about them? They're just I don't know what they're doing. I don't believe in Davis Mills. I don't think he's that great. I think he's a mid quarterback. Not even mid. I don't know. He just sucks in my opinion. Like he's really bad. Yeah, he's just really bad, man. Like
he showed a little promise at the end of the season.
The only thing I like on the Texans is Brandon Cooks. That's about it. And,
yeah, you're right. I heard Dameon Pierce, that rookie's supposed to be their number 1 running back.
Yeah, I guess he could be something that will be good for them. But the Texans are rebuilding, and so is Jacksonville, and that's why those two teams will be at the bottom. And it is the worst division in football.
It's the worst division, period, too. They only 2 Super Bowls in that division, and it's in the Colts.
Exactly.
Wow. I guess we'll go with the AFC East next.
Okay.
I guess it's your turn to go.
Yeah, I'll start first with this one. Okay, I think the Jets will be in last place, unfortunately. I really hope that they would get better, but I don't think they're gonna. Zach Wilson's already like not even fully healthy. They don't really have that many weapons on the offensive side. I mean, they drafted some players, but they're still rookies, and I don't know how they're gonna be. And then after the Jets, I would say it's gonna be Miami Dolphins, because yes, they got Tyreek Hill, but I don't know if that's enough to take New England yet. Like New England is still gonna be better defensively. They have Tyreek Hill and they have Jalen Waddle, but I'm not a fan of Tua. I don't think Tua is that great, and I don't think he'll be enough to carry them. But this is his year where he has to prove everybody wrong. He has to play good this year.
He has to do good, or else he's a bust.
If he doesn't do good this year, he's going to be considered a bust. And he was taken before Herbert, which we'll get to later on. Taken before Herbert, which no matter if anybody says they don't like Herbert, everybody can admit that Herbert is better than him.
He's great. Oh, yeah, Herbert's better than Tua.
It's like, it's laughable. Like, they really need Tua to be good, and I think that's why. But I do like their head coach. He came from San Fran. He's an offensive-minded coach. And then I'm going to go with number 2, New England. They always seem to finish number 2. And now that Brady's gone, Mac Jones is a decent quarterback. I mean, they don't have any really good receivers. Just their defense usually does well because of Bill Belichick. And they did get Devontae Parker, who's a decent wide receiver. But, yeah, and Damian Harris is a good running back, like a sleeper running back that not that many people talk about. And then the Bills, like obviously Josh Allen, this guy's a top 5 quarterback. He's got, Stephon Diggs. He's got a lot of weapons over there. And I just think the Bills have a good defense. I don't know what happened in that Chiefs game, but besides that Chiefs game, that defense was really good last year. And I think they'll be pretty good this year. And Josh Allen, the Bills are actually a lot of Super Bowl favorites to come out of the AFC, and I could see that. The only thing is they always choke. So, but they should have won last year.
If they would have beaten the Chiefs, they would have beaten Cincinnati, and it would have been
Yeah,
Bills.
I think they would have beaten Cincinnati.
And I think the Bills actually would have won.
And then it would have been Bills versus Rams. Yeah.
And I think the Bills would have won, and then they would have gotten their first Super Bowl. It's
It's
like the one AFC team outside. If I'm not a Broncos fan, then a team I want to see win a Super Bowl is the Bills.
I know they have gone so many times, 4 times, and not won once in a row.
Yeah. And they were all NFC East teams.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree with you. The only thing is, I actually have the Dolphins going second. I know Tua's
okay, interesting.
I know Tua's not that good of a quarterback, and they got Hill, but the Mac Jones, like, they don't really have weapons over there. It's just Hunter Henry. He don't throw the ball to him that much. They got a good running back. I agree to that. They did get Devontae Parker, but he's injury prone. He's not that good anymore. Their defense is still going to be good, but their secondary is going to take a drop because one of the McCourty brothers, I think it was Jason McCourty, he retired, who was pretty solid. And then they lost J.C. Jackson to the Chargers. They still have a good D-line, though.
Mm-hmm.
But I have the Patriots being third and just missing the playoffs. Because I think Mac Jones was just carried last year by a defense. And that's why
I can see that happening. I just don't believe in Tua. Like, he has to prove me wrong, Like, if he could, because with this is like a really stacked team that he's got now. There's no excuses with Tyreek Hill and Waddle, and the running backs that he has to find a way to get to the playoffs.
Yeah,
but I could see that happening. I'm not saying like what you said is like ridiculous or anything. I need to see more from him. And he can't stay healthy. Another thing about him.
Yeah, and he has a better O-line now. They got Terron Armstead from the Saints. So
yeah.
And then the Jets, obviously, they're going to be last. Zach Wilson, he's hurt. I heard he's on track to play week 1 though. But they added some offensive weapon. They added a little defense, getting Gardner and Jermaine Johnson. But other than that, I still think they're going to be last.
Right.
Now, the AFC North.
You're trying to save the West for last. Let's see that.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I'm not doing that, Amir.
All right. AFC North. Who goes first? I think I went first.
It's my turn. I have the Ravens going first. Last year, they were extremely injured. Lamar kept getting hurt. They lost Marlon Humphrey those last few games. Marcus Peters was out the whole year. They lost J.K. Dobbins, and he was a sleeper running back. And they should be good. They have probably, in my opinion, the best secondary in the league. They added Kyle Hamilton. If Humphrey and Peters is healthy, and they have a great defense. Lamar, the only problem with Lamar is that he has no weapons outside of Mark Andrews. But regardless, they should win the division.
Yeah.
And second, I have Cincinnati. They still should be good. They improved the one weakness that they had, which was O-lineman. Other than that, they didn't lose any big pieces. And it's nothing much up to it. They have a great offense. They have a great coach. Defense is still pretty solid. And third, I have the Steelers going third because
I know why. I know.
Hold on a minute. Like, they got Mitchell Trubisky at quarterback. I don't think he's the answer yet, but I think they wanted to keep Kenny Pickett below for right now for some time. The Steelers, knowing they're probably just going to win 8 games. They have a great defense regardless. TJ Watt, Cameron Hayward, Minkah Fitzpatrick, and decent offense, especially to their receiver. They got Najee Harris, who was really good last year. And yeah, last I have the Browns because even though they traded for Watson, he's gonna be suspended for 11 games, and they're gonna have to go with Brissett, and he sucks. And they got Amari Cooper, but I don't know how he's going to turn out. Nick Chubb's good. They're going to have to rely on him. Their defense outside of their D line is not that good, and that's basically it.
Yeah, yeah. No, I agree with that list. I would go with the Ravens first, just because Lamar Jackson, and then they have Mark Andrews, who's really good. Their defense is what sells me the most, though, more than their offense. Is just really good. Like they got Kyle Hamilton, like you said. They got really good corners. They should have won the division last year, but so many injuries, like you mentioned, J.K. Dobbins, Lamar Jackson got hurt. But then second would obviously be the Bengals, I think, too. Joe Burrow is really good. This division is tough. I would say these two are the main teams. The others are whatever.
The others, like one of them's mid, and the other one's gonna be terrible.
One is kind of like Steelers are kind of like in that rebuild mode, and the Browns are just unlucky that Deshaun Watson can't play.
So yeah, or else the Browns would be third.
It would have been I would have put the Browns in third if they had Deshaun Watson, but like you said, the Bengals kind of fixed offensive line, which is good for Burrow. It's the one weakness they had on the offensive side. The defense didn't really lose anybody. Everybody pretty much stayed. So I think the Bengals, they should be number 2. They went to the Super Bowl last year. They're gonna be a playoff team. They're just gonna probably be a wild card, unless unless the injuries happen to the Ravens again, which then they could easily win. And then going to Cleveland, going to the Steelers is, well, the reason I would pick the Browns, but Deshaun Watson suspended 11 games, which is like most of the season, and it's crazy. So I'm gonna have to go with the Steelers. Mitchell Trubisky, I think he's okay. I don't think he's like a franchise quarterback. I guess he's just starting to give Kenny Pickett some time to learn the offense and all that. I don't know how good Kenny Pickett's gonna be. Some people say he's going to be good. Some people say his hands are small, but the hands being small, I don't think that's a big issue because Joe Burrow has small hands and other quarterbacks that have been good have small hands. So that's ridiculous. But the Steelers, if they can get a good quarterback, they have a really good offense with Najee Harris, you mentioned. They got Chase Claypool, who's okay. Deontay Johnson. They have a bunch of weapons, And the Browns, sadly, are going to be last because of the Deshaun Watson thing. And Jacoby Brissett, he's not good. He's a backup quarterback. He's always been a backup quarterback. He tried to start in New England. He tried to start before, and it didn't work really. I think he started on the Colts too, and it just hasn't worked for him. He's not that good. Also, the Browns don't really have any great receivers, just Amari Cooper, and that's about it. Everybody else is a question mark. We don't know about Donovan Peoples-Jones. I'm not going to say he's bad, but I don't know if he's good. So... and they have a decent tight end in Njoku, or how do you say his name?
David Njoku.
Yeah, and Chubb is a beast, but it's not going to be enough because they'll just probably stack the box against him because they're going to know that they're going to run most of the time with the quarterback. They're kind of limited. If they had another quarterback, it'd have been different.
Yeah.
Which maybe they should have waited to trade Baker, but I guess they.
I'm so glad we didn't get Watson, or else we would have been fucked over.
Oh, you would have been screwed for you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there was a report that he was going to go to Atlanta. Remember that? And
then they said he was going to go to Atlanta. Atlanta.
Yeah. So that didn't happen either.
The AFC North, and next, oh god,
I don't even know what to do with this division.
This division, Amir, it's the AFC West. It's my division. This division is the most craziest division in football. Every game is going to be a war zone. Like, I don't even know who's going to win or finish last. Like, to be honest, anyone can win that division. Like, let's just break it down team by team. Like, let's start with the Chargers. Like, actually, they have Super Bowl favorites. Like, obviously, Herbert's a great quarterback. They got Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, Austin Eckler's really good.
Mike Williams.
Their defense, like, they added J.C. Jackson, but I heard he's not starting the first week because he had ankle surgery. Derwin James, if he's healthy, he's a really good safety. Joey Bosa, and then they added Khalil Mack, so their D-line's going to be great. Their linebacking, like, they got young linebackers who's all right, but their big question mark is it's the Chargers. Like, something always happens with them. Like obviously, like sometimes they get injured, sometimes they just choke a lot, like what they did with Phillip Rivers a few times.
Mhm.
And that's really going to, oh yeah, and Brandon Staley plays Madden all the time.
Yeah, yeah. I think their coach is their biggest downfall with the Chargers.
But
He
it
goes
was
for it
better
on
than
fourth
Anthony
and
Lynn.
like 7. I'm
He,
like, why are you going for it on 4? This is not Madden where you can do that, you know?
and then next, let's start next with Denver. Like they fixed their biggest thing that was holding them back, which was a quarterback. We traded for Russ. We have good receivers like Cortland Sutton, Judy. I don't know why your son hates him.
Yeah, I don't know. Like Bondi hates Judy for the wrong reason. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, Javante, he's really good. Gordon, like he fumbles at the worst possible time. If he
Yeah.
takes that away, then he's an okay running back. Our defense was actually the best in the division last year because we had a great secondary. Even without when we traded away Von Miller, it got better. We added Randy Gregory. Chubb, if he can stay healthy, he'll be really good. I just don't like our inside linebacking. That position is so dead that it's not even funny. Like I don't know. Sertan, I think he's gonna have a leap year. Um, and then we got Nathaniel Hackett, so he's a first year coach, and
Mhm.
we'll just have to see what happens. And let's ride.
Yeah, yeah.
And then now let's go with the Chiefs next.
Oh my god.
Now the Chiefs obviously they got Mahomes top 3 quarterback.
Mhm.
They lost a big asset losing Tyreek Hill to the Dolphins because the cap space was so bad for them. They still got Kelsey, who's really good. They drafted Sky Moore, but we don't know what he's going to do. He's a rookie. It was hilarious. He's not that good for a running back. On their defense, it's still not good. They lost Ty Matthew. They
Mhm.
replaced him with Justin Reed, who's not bad, but still they don't have a good secondary. They do have a good D line with Chris Jones and that rookie George Karlaftis. Okay linebacker with Nick Bolton, but it's just a lot of question marks. Andy Reid, he's a great coach, but Mahomes, I don't know. With just Travis Kelsey being a weapon, like what could he do? Like I don't
Yeah.
know. And then the later Raiders, they improved a lot. Biggestly getting Devonte Adams,
Mhm.
who's arguably the best receiver in the league.
Yeah.
Darren Waller, Hunter Renfro, Josh Jacobs, Derek Carr on their defense, getting Chandler Jones. But their secondary is their biggest question mark. Oh yeah, they got Max Crosby. Their D line is gonna carry them. Their secondary, like it's the question mark. They don't have many good corners. They traded in my opinion, their best corner to the Cardinals for like a 6th round pick, I think. I
Yeah.
can't
Something
really
like
remember.
that. Mhm.
But oh man, this whole division, this whole division is so crazy.
Yeah, it's tough. There's not a bad quarterback. Like even Carr is like decent. Everybody
Yeah,
is like, for me to rank the quarterbacks, the top three are really good. Like Mahomes, Herbert, and Wilson. Like these three are really good. And then you have Carr, who's like he's pretty good. Like he's not like on their level, but he's not like bad either. So it's gonna be tough. And like I don't know. I just think the Chargers, they did do a lot that I like, and I think Herbert's gonna be better. But then I don't like their head coach, so that's the part that's gonna make it tough. The Chiefs, they lost Tyreek Hill, but Mahomes, I think he still be good because Mahomes is one of the best quarterbacks in the league. Russell Wilson, I always liked Russell Wilson. I think he will still be good with Cortland Sutton, Jerry Judy. I don't know why Bondi hates Jerry Judy so much. I don't think he's that as bad as he makes him out to be. And then when other players do bad, like KJ Hamler, like when he dropped that pass, he didn't even
he dropped that
he didn't
50-yard touchdown against the
against the
Giants.
Giants. I remember, and I'm like, this didn't say that much compared to what he say about Judy when Judy drops a pass.
Yeah,
I say Broncos finally got their quarterback. They signed him up. They gave him the extension. He's gonna be there for a while, so they know who they have. And then, like you said, with the Raiders, they got Devontae Adams. Like if they didn't get him, they would definitely be in last. But they got him, and he's like such a good receiver, and he played college football with Derek Carr, so they have some chemistry. But I don't know how it's gonna translate. Is Devontae? I mean, Devontae Adams is great, but is he really that good because of Aaron Rodgers, or is he really that good because he is Devontae Adams? I guess we'll find that out this year.
Yeah.
They have Darren Waller, they have Hunter Renfro, they have weapons on the offensive side. The defense, that's the part that the Raiders need to work on. Their defense, to me, is not that great.
Yeah, it's just their D line that carry. They have some okay linebackers like Denzel Perryman, who's a Pro Bowler. I think one of the Raider fans I talked to, I think it was Ash. He said this young guy, I think his name's Divine Diablo. He's been doing okay. It's just
Yeah.
their secondary. It's like it's so young and it's so unproven. Like Trayvon Moehrig, he was all right last year. They Rocky Asin they got from the Colts. I heard he's actually not bad, but I don't know any other corners besides that. I think they have Anthony Everett, and he wasn't even that good with Baltimore.
Yeah.
And it's just their secondary. If you pass on the Raiders, then you can exploit them. Just your line has to protect because their D line is actually really good.
I agree. I mean, this division's so good that like it's like 3 of these teams are gonna make the playoffs. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But realistically, who do you think's gonna win?
It's so, oh my god, like it it is so tough to pick a winner.
I know, but
I want to say the Chargers, but then they always choke, so it's hard to pick them. And then like the Chiefs, they've done it for so long. They win this division all the time. But the thing is, they did lose some weapons. I can't not forget that. And the other teams in the division got better. So the Chiefs, like the Broncos, the one thing they really needed was a quarterback, and they finally got that. And they need to like fix their offensive line a little bit, but their defense is the best, I think, in that division. I think the Broncos and Chargers have the best defense in that division. So for me to pick a winner, it's just like so hard. And like I can see any of these teams winning. The most shocked I would be though is the Raiders. If they won the division, I would be the most shocked. Not saying that they're the worst. I would just be like, wait, really? They won? So all they really needed was Devontae Adams? Because I don't know.
Yeah, like it's been a while since they won the division. Like it's been a long time. It's like either the Chiefs or Denver because those are the last 2 division leaders. The Chargers, they haven't won since
Phillip Rivers.
Phillip Rivers, like 10 years ago, something like that.
Yeah. I don't like the Chargers head coach, so that's what makes it hard for me to pick him, because there were so many games last year that the Chargers could have won, where he would go for it like 4th and 7, and I'm like, what are you doing? Like if you punted, like it would be much better in this situation.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like when it came to like picking winners for the other ones, I could do it. This one, I always have a problem because I'm like, I could see any of them winning. It's that tough. It's toughest division in football for the reason, especially once Russell Wilson got there, then that changed everything.
Yeah,
if you had to pick who you think would win this division,
I could just be biased and say Denver could win, but I honestly don't know, Amir.
Yeah.
Like you could say like the Chargers, because in my opinion, like paper-wise, the Chargers should win because they have the most talent. They improved the most, getting Jackson, all these weapons, all D-line they got. But like the Chiefs, though, like even though they lost assets, they still somehow win the division somehow. Because, like for example, they have Mahomes at quarterback, who's a top 3 quarterback right now. He's really good. Denver, like it's been so long since the last time they won a Super Bowl when they won the division, and it's like they can win it, but can they with a first-year coach? And then the Raiders, I don't know.
They also have a first-year coach, the Raiders. So.
Yeah, they have Josh McDaniels, who used to be with Denver.
I don't like that coach because when he was with Denver, he wasn't that great either.
No, wasn't good.
Josh McDaniels. And, I'm not a fan of his.
Yeah.
So for me, the teams that I would see winning the division, I don't know. It's hard to pick like one team.
Just go one at a time, Amir.
I think the Chargers should, like you said, should win this division. Then I would have the Broncos, and then the Chiefs and the Raiders. That's how I have it. A lot of people are gonna be like, but I mean, like I said, I could see the Broncos winning it too because the Chargers just find a way to choke. Like they have games where they have it won. They don't have to. They just do something stupid and they lose it. But yeah, that's how I would have it. In my opinion, right now.
Yeah, I agree with that. Like anyone can win the division. It's that hard. It's like even there's a chance that everybody could finish over 500. But since the AFC, it's so tough. Like I don't know. One team. I don't know what team is going to be, but one team's gonna underachieve and they're gonna end up being the biggest disappointment.
Yeah,
and I feel like it could be the Chargers or the Raiders because the Chargers, like say, they constantly do something fucked up and they screw up.
I think the Chargers, as bad as let's say if everything goes wrong for them, I think they will still be like a wild card team,
Yeah, that could happen.
They have too much talent now, not make the playoffs. If they don't make the playoffs, they're the biggest joke team.
They're the biggest joke in football. All that talent and you still can't get a playoff win. I'm like, wow.
And especially Herbert would be in his third year. So third year, usually that's when the quarterback, takes like the next leap. Burrow did it earlier, but maybe now Herbert can do it, and maybe their coach learned from last year. I don't know. But they should if they don't make the playoffs, I'm never talking good about this team again. But yeah, they definitely.
Oh yeah, Yeah, like with that much talent, they even have Super Bowl aspirations. Like,
a lot of people have them like possibly going there. I don't know about that. I just think that they'll make the playoffs, and then we'll see what happens after that.
Yeah, they should. I agree with you, Amir. But
Broncos should make it too. Like I said, I could see 3 of the 4 teams making it. I don't know who that third team's gonna be.
Yeah. This division is just so tough. Like it's crazy. It's gonna be every division game is gonna be a war zone to watch because they're always gonna be going at it.
Yeah. And you don't have like a shitty quarterback in the division,
Yeah, but it just comes down to who wants it more.
And Davante Adams could improve Derek Carr's numbers because now he has Adams, Renfro, Waller. Jacobs. It's a pretty good lineup, pretty good team right there.
Yeah, but are they gonna get the same is everyone else gonna get the ball? Because like with Aaron Rodgers, he always throws it to Adams literally almost every time, and Carr might do the same.
Exactly. I don't know. That I guess we'll see when the season starts, and that's why these predictions are so hard, especially for me. Like I said, the other divisions they're not so tough because I could see that happening. And it's usually like 1 or 2 teams that it is, but in this one, it's literally all 4 can win this division, have the possibility to win it.
Yeah, I think that's it. I think we covered all the divisions.
Yeah, we covered everything. It's just a good thing we saved the NFC West for last because
the NFC West. What the fuck?
There's just so much to talk about because there's just so many good teams, like it reminds me of like the NFC West when it was really good, and now it's the AFC West that's really good.
Yeah. But that's it. I think that's it. That's all the divisions we covered.
Yep, we covered everything.
Almost talked for a whole hour on it because it's
yeah, I mean it's hard to pick. Like it's hard.
Yeah, but
and I know everybody in this division, like at least some fans of each of these teams. So like I know a lot of Broncos fans, Raiders. The only ones I don't know, I know a couple of Chargers, but
they have fans? I can't remember.
Well, like LA Original, I know, and like some 2, 3 other guys. But I would say the most that I know is Raiders. I mean, Broncos. Broncos number 1, I know the most. Then the Raiders. Then probably Chiefs, and then the Chargers.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Mhm.
Make sure you like and subscribe to Mr. Sports Critic right there. And
Yes.
my first time doing NFL predictions with them and in general. And I'm gonna make my week one predictions tomorrow.
Oh
and
yeah, we
post
got to do that too. Picks video coming out and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm gonna. So I want to say, everyone, like and subscribe. Peace out.
Peace out.
Go Broncos.
Yeah.
Wow, you're not gonna say go Cardinals?